We are just a few weeks away from the start of the 2024 United Football League season, and I cannot be more excited. With the USFL and XFL coming together to form one strong spring league, I thought it would be fun to go through each team and preview their head coach, roster, and schedule. In this video, I will be previewing the Memphis Showboats, who will look to challenge the Birmingham Stallions in the USFL division. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football and spring league football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know who your favorite UFL team is in the comment section below. The Memphis Showboats started off as the Tampa Bay Bandits back in 2022 before changing their home city to Memphis in 2023 and were originally coached by Todd Haley. The Showboats were in the loaded South Division last year, finishing 4th with a 5-5 record. Todd Haley is now gone after going 9-11 as head coach, and the man replacing him is John DeFilippo. DeFilippo is a former James Madison quarterback, graduating in 1999 and started his coaching career the following year. He's been a journeyman throughout his career, spending time at Fordham, Notre Dame, Columbia, the New York Giants of the NFL, the Oakland Raiders twice, the New York Jets, San Jose State, and Cleveland Browns. In 2016, he joined the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff as their quarterback coach, who would help them win the Super Bowl, coaching both Carson Wentz and Nick Foles. He would then be hired as the Minnesota Vikings offensive coordinator, but was fired in Week 14 in 2018. In 2019, he was hired as the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive coordinator, who would only spend one season there. He would then join the Chicago Bears, serving as their quarterback coach in 2020 as well as passing game coordinator in 2021, but would choose not to coach in 2022. That is when the USFL came calling, hiring him to take over the new head coaching position of the New Orleans Breakers, replacing Larry Fedora, who had gone 6-4. Fedora chose not to return because he did not like the fact that teams were not playing in their home markets, and the league just was not ready to do that for 2023. With former Canadian Football League great McLeod Bethel Thompson as the Breakers starting quarterback, New Orleans would start the year off 4-0 before suffering a 3-game losing streak and finishing the regular season on a 3-game win streak. They would clinch a spot in the South Division playoffs, losing to Birmingham 47-22. Bethel Thompson finished the regular season throwing for 2,433 yards and 14 touchdowns, finishing as the league's leading passer, while Wes Hill ran for 679 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground. With the merger of the USFL and XFL, the New Orleans Breakers were disbanded and DeFilippo was assigned to the Memphis Showboats. Expected DeFilippo offense to run through the quarterbacks and put up a lot of points week in and week out. The Showboats are stacked at quarterback, led by guys like Case Cookus, Cole Kelly, and Troy Williams, all of whom have starting experience in the spring leagues. Cookus looks to be the favorite to win the job after throwing for 2,294 yards and 15 touchdowns, which trailed only Bethel Thompson last season, while Cookus was with the Philadelphia Stars. Cole Kelly finished last season throwing for 1,534 yards and 7 touchdowns, while Troy Williams led the Maulers to the USFL championship game, throwing for 1,414 yards and 6 touchdowns. This quarterback room will be fun to watch this season and should light up the stat sheet. The offensive firepower does not stop there either. When it comes to their running back position, the Showboats added Darius Victor from the New Jersey Generals, who rushed for 554 yards and 4 touchdowns last season, will be paired with Trey Williams, who rushed for 341 yards and 3 touchdowns, as well as Kennedy Brooks, who spent time with the Philadelphia Eagles. At wide receiver, they added Jonathan Adams, who was a part of the New Orleans Breakers in 2023, will be teaming up with Ryan McDaniels. DeAndre Overton, Josh Vann, Rashard Davis, Derek Dillon, and Vinny Papale, who are all projected to make the final 50-man roster. The firepower keeps coming when you look at the tight end position. DeFilippo brought in Sage Surratt from New Orleans, who finished third in the league with 552 receiving yards last year and 50 receptions. They also added former Packer tight end Dominic Daphne, as well as Michael Ezike. This offense will put up numbers with the amount of firepower it has. On the offensive line, 2-time All-USFL tackle Jaron Jones returns, along with Lukoyus McNeil and Teron Prescott. They added another 2-time All-USFL tackle in Terry Poole, as well as an All-USFL center Jared Thomas, but that's not where the excitement for the offensive line stops. Alec Lindstrom was once thought to be a top-caliber offensive lineman in the NFL, but size concerns derailed his career, although he finished as a Remington Award finalist in 2022 and All-ACC First Team twice. They also have tackle Darren Paolu, who spent 2 years with the Detroit Lions. This offense is must-see this season. Now let's talk about the defensive side of the ball. The Showboats lost Jordan Williams, who decided to go play in the CFL, so the expected interior guys are John Atkins Sr., Connor Christian, Josiah Bronson, Dylan Ve'e-Matayu, Dalen Mack, who all basically returned from last season. There are some concerns around the edge position for Memphis, with Jordan Brailford, Colin Hill, Jeff McCulloch, Greg Reeves, Max Roberts, Kazeen Daniels, Jordan Ferguson, and Tyshawn Render all fighting for 5 spots. No guy really pops on paper, and no guy really put up eye-popping numbers last season. When it comes to the linebacker position, Anthony Butler and TJ Neal both return, while they also added Dylan Moses from Alabama and Vontae Diggs, who spent time in the AAF, NFL, CFL, and now USFL via New Orleans. The linebacker position is expected to lack depth, although they could have some playmakers. There's still some concerns surrounding the position, though. There are also some concerns when it comes to their secondary for the Memphis Showboats, as they will have a bunch of new additions. If it works out, it may go great, but if they don't blend well, it could be disastrous. Delrick Abrams Jr. and Kyrie Woods both returned from last year's team and were quality starters. DJ Daniels is a 2-time All-USFL cornerback, while Will Likely also joins the fray. They also bring in former 5th-round pick Ty Smith, Antonio Brooks, Jerry Elders, Christian McFarland, and Lamont McFadder II could play well at the safety position, but they will all need to gel quickly. They will need to replace Troy Warner, who decided to retire, which surprised many after a strong 2023 season for Memphis, and is the brother of San Francisco 49ers linebacker Fred Warner. This is a major loss for the defensive side of the ball. Flip decided to bring in all of his New Orleans Breakers specialists, meaning they will have one of the best kickers in the league with Matt Colon. Matt White will take over the punter position, while Turner Bernard will be the team's long snapper. Heading into the 2024 season, the Memphis Showboats have the 6th best odds to win the UFL championship. While the team will have an explosive offense, there is a concern around whether the defense can hold opponents from matching their scoring output. This is a team that has the firepower to dethrone Birmingham and make the playoffs, but also could have a tough season as well. From what I've come across, they seem like the sexy underdog pick, if that makes sense. They open up the season against Houston on the road, and I believe they will split the series before they host San Antonio in Week 2 for their home opener. With the questions around the Brahmas offense, I think they pull off a win. In Week 3, they travel to Birmingham, which is another series I have them splitting before losing to St. Louis on the road the following week. I believe they will sweep the Michigan Panthers, hosting them in Week 5, and making it back to 500 with wins over Birmingham in Week 6. The Arlington game is a confusing one to me. I think it is a game that Memphis wins to move to 4-3, and then 5-3 with a win over Michigan on the road. I think they lose to DC, but beat Houston to finish the year 6-4. This is a team that could put up 50 points on their opponents on any given day, given their weapons on paper, but can also allow 51 with their defensive concerns. At the very least, they will be a super fun team to watch this year. What do you think? How well will Memphis do this season? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.